I certainly find common ground with the Prime Minister on his goals for regional security. In fact, any Prime Minister who attends the G20, ASEAN, the Pacific Islands Forum, goes with the goodwill of the whole nation, because the continuing success of these international bodies is vital to our national success. Mr. Speaker, we are united on the fundamentals of national security, but we still see real difference in the economy and who benefits. Today, once again, the Prime Minister has preached his message of sunny, zealous economic optimism in his 20-minute report on his trip overseas last week. I share his faith in the capacity, the courage and the resilience of Australians, and I agree we need to see things as they are, not as we wish them to be. So, unlike him, I see that a lot of our fellow Australians are under pressure and not feeling the security. I recognise that Australians need more than a lecture about digital disruption and those taxpayer-funded ads for an ideas boom at our suburban bus stops. I know that hundreds of thousands of apprentices, machine operators, carers, teachers, nurses, that for these people this is far from the most exciting time to be an Australian. It is about time we had an honest conversation about jobs and growth in this country, because a headline annual growth figure of 3.3% should not blind us to the soft underbelly of the domestic economy. Two-thirds of Australia's annual growth has come from the contribution of net exports propped up by mining production. But Australians employed in the mining sector represent less than 2% of our total employment. Meanwhile, private investment is still in retreat, having just experienced its largest decline in 16 years, and alarmingly consumption growth halved in the June quarter. Ordinary Australians are feeling the pinch. Living standards are a full 2% lower than when the Liberals came to office. Of the 220,000 jobs created in the past year, just 30,000 were full-time. Just 30,000. Or in other words, nearly 9 in every 10 jobs created in the past year were part-time. The proportion of women in full-time work is steadily falling. It is lower than any time under the previous Labor government. Now, there is nothing wrong with flexible work if that's what you choose, but a lot of people don't get to make this choice. Underemployment is at near record levels. 1 million Australians would like to be working more hours than they can currently find. The underemployment rate for women aged 35 to 44 is more than double the rate for men the same age, more than double. The proportion of working-age men who were not in the labour force, who have given up looking for work altogether, is higher than at any point during the global financial crisis. It's taking Australians longer to find their next job after becoming unemployed. The average length of unemployment has increased by 8 weeks since September 2013. And over the next 12 months, as Holden, Ford and Toyota close their doors, between 28,000 and 40,000 jobs will be lost. In Elizabeth, Salisbury and Smithfield, in Port Melbourne, Campbellfield, Geelong and Altona. And those losses will impact further along the supply chain too. And never forget that it was the Abbott-Turnbull government's first achievement, goading the car industry into leaving Australia's shores for good.